Hey, it's Rob here. I got 5 more movie reviews for you, all for movies from 2025 and all originally posted to YouTube Shorts and Insta Reels. I know that while Shorts and Reels are popular, there's still a lot of folk who don't watch short form content, so these videos are for the Shorts haters, putting 5 of the reviews together for your convenience. This video contains reviews 16 through 20. The process for these 5 didn't change much, still writing, recording, and editing all on my phone, but still slowly ramping up the additional edits. When I get to the Smurfs review, you'll see what I mean. The reviews ahead are for Fantastic Four First Steps, Smurfs 2025, Happy Gilmore 2, Weapons, and The Naked Gun 2025. A real mixed bag here, an MCU movie, an Adam Sandler flick, a couple of remakes, and the first horror movie I saw in 2025. Okay, let's get into it with... You know, it's kind of poetic that out of all the Fantastic Four movies, it's the 4th that people like the most. Fantastic Four First Steps is the new MCU movie and the start of Phase 6, and people were really hyping this one up that it's the best Fantastic Four movie, but that's not exactly a high bar. And I agree with that. Quantifiably, this is the best Fantastic Four movie, but I was still a little let down. Let me be clear, it's not bad. There's a lot to like here. I love that this is just a standalone MCU movie. You don't need to have seen any TV series or any of the other movies to enjoy it. Just sit down and watch, no homework needed. And the cast rocks. Pedro Pascal is in everything these days, but he did awesome as Reed Richards and he had great chemistry with Vanessa Kirby. The movie is full of great characters and great performances. The filmmaking is rock solid too. It looks great, the effects rock, the music is awesome. On a technical level, it's all that in a bag of chips. The 60s retro futurism, I enjoyed it, but I wish they went a little harder with it. Aside from the production design, it didn't feel particularly 60s, it just felt like another MCU film. And the pacing is all over the place. They crammed so much into just under 2 hours, so much exposition that explains nothing, and no room for character development. Huge chunks of time pass, but it's never clear how long. I mean, Galactus is light years away at one point, but then suddenly, oh no, he's near Jupiter! And then it takes him months to get to Earth? Did he slow down? Why? And at one point, the public turns on the Fantastic Four, and it looks like they're about to do that saving you even though you hate us thing that Superman did. But no, instead, Sue just gives a speech and then everyone immediately forgives them. And the action. There's no sauce here, sadly. We get half an action scene with the gang fleeing Galactus in space, and then a very half-hearted fight with Galactus on Earth. If I made a list of all the MCU fight scenes, the Fantastic Four vs. Galactus would be toward the bottom of that list. And the Fantastic Four just never use their powers? I mean, they do, but aren't they supposed to be wickedly strong? They never show it until the climax where one and only one of the gang shows how strong they can be. And it's jarring, because no one is ever that strong before that. I could go on, but I'll wrap it up here. I'm honestly feeling a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10 on this one. The Fantastic Four First Steps isn't a bad movie, but it left me disappointed and honestly wanting a lot more. Just a heads up, I had to censor myself a little for this review, so fair warning. To the surprise of absolutely no one, Smurfs 2025 is awful. It's garbage. It's probably one of the worst pieces of Smurf I'll watch this year. It's corporate schlock made into one of the laziest Smurfing-looking animated films of all time. The laziness is apparent even in the voice acting. Big names too, John Goodman, Nick Offerman, Sandra Oh. These are great actors here and they just phone it in. They're not even Smurfing trying. And Rihanna too, does she know she's a billionaire? She doesn't need to stoop to this level. The only one here who sounds like they give a Smurf is James Corden, which is unfortunate because he's abysmal anyway, by simple virtue of being James Corden. And the animation is so Smurf too. It's like a cheap video game with so many reused assets and animation cycles. It was clearly done as cheap as possible and it looks the worst during the big dance numbers. Because not only does it torture us by being annoying, it also tortures us by being a musical. A bad, lazy musical with only like 4 songs in it. It's one thing to be a Smurfy musical, but at least commit to it. Did they run out of money to pay Rihanna? Wasn't she a producer on this thing? Why did they give one of the songs to James Corden? Someone should be Smurfed at The Hague for this. The story was boring, paint-by-numbers slop, clearly designed for kids, but I don't even think it holds up to that metric. I feel bad for any kid who thinks this is good. It's just your usual Hollywood bull Smurf about discovering who you are. And it's so out of touch. The jokes here feel like they belong in that first Smurfs movie, the one from 2011. Why is Papa Smurf a DJ? Is there no DJ Smurf? And what happened to Influencer Smurf? Were the Smurfing allegations true? And the dialogue feels like it was written by an AI. I half expected someone to say,
"He's right behind me, isn't he?"
Or,
"Well, that just happened."
I don't know, it's just such an awful, awful movie, but I'd be lying if I said that there were no saving graces. The music is okay, and even though the Smurfs themselves look awful, the environments are quite nice. there's some good visual gags, and honestly, when they go to the alternate dimensions with the different art styles, it's actually kind of cool. But this was just bad. I'm feeling a 2 out of 10, maybe a 1 out of 10. Smurfs 2025 was boring, unlikable, lazy, and deeply out of touch. Just a real piece of Smurf. Flush it down the toilet. I might be the world's biggest Happy Gilmore fan, if not top 5 probably. I was terrified by even the idea of Happy Gilmore 2, a comedy sequel to a nearly 30-year-old movie released straight to Netflix. That's more red flags than a crypto convention. And yet, in spite of it all, Happy Gilmore 2 is actually decent. It's nowhere near the peaks of the first film, of course, but I think that Adam Sandler just managed to get this one over the line. It's a real mixed bag quality-wise, like the filmmaking. I thought the cinematography was actually pretty good. It's not Oscar-worthy or anything like that, but for a Happy Madison production, it might as well be Apocalypse Now. But on the other hand, the editing, it sucks ass. It's stitched together terribly, the ADR is a hot mess, very clearly butchered in the editing bay, but all of that doesn't really matter. For comedy, there's only one question: is it funny? The film starts off strong with a hilarious opening montage and a great recurring joke of alcohol being hidden everywhere. I love the absurd maxi golf stuff and some great callbacks too, especially the fight between Happy and Shooter in the graveyard. Such a clever, creative way to call back to the classic jokes from the original. But there are just too many callbacks. The worst are the constant flashbacks to the first movie. I've seen Happy Gilmore 1,000 times. I don't need to see clips of the first caddy, or the IRS guy, or the jackass guy. These clips just remind me that I could be watching a better movie instead. And Adam, please cool it with the cameos. There's so many here. Some are good, like Eminem gets a really fun scene as son of jackass guy, but most of them just end up being a distraction, slowing the movie down. That scene with Eric, Andre, and Myra Qualley felt like pulling teeth by the end. The cast is a mixed bag too. Adam Sandler and Christopher McDonald carry the film as predicted, and Benny Safdie and Haley Joel Osment are really fun villains. Bad Bunny is great as the caddy, and John Daly, the golfer, is actually kind of fantastic as, I don't know, Happy's housemate or something. But I can't say the same about the other golfers. Scotty Scheffler got some laughs, but well, let's say it's a good thing that golf pays so well, and Adam Sandler's wife and daughters, no, would you look at that? It's time to move on. Despite all my worries, I enjoyed Happy Gilmore 2. To put it in golf terms, it's 1 stroke under par. Feeling a 6 out of 10 for this one. It could have been a lot better, but it could have been way worse. Have you ever seen a movie and walked out thinking, wow, that's probably my movie of the year? I'm talking about Weapons, the new horror film from Zach Cregger, director of Barbarian and member of the Whitest Kids You Know, and it was excellent, easily one of the best films of the year. But take that with a grain of salt, I'm not a big horror guy. In Weapons, a classroom full of kids disappear, mysteriously sprinting from their homes in the middle of the night, and it only gets crazier from there. It's told as a non-linear story, so we get time with one character, then we go back and we see events from another character's perspective. It's done very, very well, drip-feeding information, making you feel like you're getting the whole picture. The acting is phenomenal. Julia Garner as the teacher, she anchors the film wonderfully. Josh Brolin is great, but my god, Amy Madigan is phenomenal as Gladys. Maybe the best horror performance of the decade. Chilling, weird, creepy, and very, very funny. The filmmaking is gorgeous too. Exquisite cinematography, lots of smooth, purposeful camera movements, which sometimes even contribute to the scares, and a subtle soundscape that really heightens your anxiety throughout. Such a gripping, tense film too. It's scary, but not in a jump scare way like The Conjuring or in a gory way like Saw. Weapons takes a subtle approach. It gets under your skin. It builds up the dread until it's nearly overwhelming. It's so that when it does get you with a jump scare, it's actually a relief. And if you want violence, then don't worry, the film is still absolutely brutal when it wants to be. And it's also really funny. Zach Cregger comes from comedy, so his talents really shine when he leans into it. But he knows exactly when to lean into it as well. It never feels goofy or off-putting. Every laugh is well-deserved and feels like such a wonderful release of tension. It's a very, very impressive film, but after sitting with it for a while, there are a few things I'm not as into. For one, I didn't like the narration. It was the wrong choice to open and close the film with it. It didn't fit and it felt a little clunky. And no spoilers, but I was a little unclear on how the mechanics of everything worked. The film is deliberately holding information back, but this felt like a lack of communication rather than a deliberate choice. And that's it. Weapons is in the running for my top film of the year. It's thrilling, mysterious, funny, and brutal. An easy 9 out of 10 for this one. You don't want to miss this. Watch it on the biggest screen you can. Guys, I don't want to jinx it, but I think spoof movies might be back. The Naked Gun 2025 is a new comedy directed by Akiva Schaffer and is a legacy sequel to the iconic Naked Gun movie franchise. I'm calling it now, this is the funniest film of the year. I don't see how any comedy could even come close to the levels that the Naked Gun 2025 is hitting. This is the hardest I've laughed in a cinema since Cats. Liam Neeson leads the charge here. People were very skeptical about him replacing Leslie Nielsen, but I could see what the producers were cooking. I've seen Liam Neeson do comedy. He has it, he's good at it, and he's excellent here. And he's not just stealing Leslie Nielsen's shtick either. Liam Neeson's going for a more aggressive style of deadpan, playing into the grumpiness he's picked up from all the dad action movies he's done, and it works so well. Pamela Anderson is fantastic too. Between this and The Last Showgirl, she's having a great career renaissance. She's absolutely hysterical in this though. I had no idea she had such great comedy instincts. She commits so hard to every bit, she's great. I also think that the film does a great job paying homage to the original trilogy. A lesser legacy sequel would have reused jokes, and sure, we get callbacks and references, but they're tastefully done. Most of what you get here is totally original, but in the spirit of the classic movies. And there are so many jokes too, wall-to-wall gags everywhere. Sure, not all of them land, but they throw so many at you you'll be laughing throughout. I won't spoil them, but damn, the windshield bit, the coffee bit, the TiVo bit, the snowman sequence, I was crying laughing. Unfortunately, The Naked Gun 2025 still suffers from a lot of the same problems the original films do. Namely, the plot is paper thin. I know that's part of the joke, but it doesn't ever really feel like more than a series of barely connected jokes. It's kind of the same feeling you get from watching Family Guy, and I mean, Seth MacFarlane was a producer here, so I guess that tracks. And for as much as I was laughing, there are sadly a few lulls in the film as well. Whenever the focus is away from Liam Neeson, it just wasn't as funny. But even with that, this is the funniest film of the year, hands down. Feeling an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7 for The Naked Gun. If you constantly bemoan how Hollywood doesn't do comedies anymore, here's your chance, dude. Don't let this one flop. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment. Let me know which of these is your favorite. The Shorts watchers really seem to like the Naked Gun review. That's still the best performing review I've done. A good spread of positive and negative reviews in this video, with Smurfs 2025 getting the lowest ratings so far, but let me tell you, that's going to change right away with the next video. A review for War of the Worlds 2025 is inbound, along with reviews for 2 DreamWorks flicks and one battle after another. Until next time, peace!